Now we're ready for timing cover. A couple of different sizes on the timing cover. We've got 8s and there's a 10 in here somewhere. That's a 10. These go all the way into the block, part of the engine mount. Right here, crankshaft sensor. We can leave that on, it's not going to be disturbed any. And this is not in the way. We've got, I believe one, this is also a mounting bolt in this pulley. This pulley is hiding a bolt underneath. Right there. So we need to get that off. So where to start, huh? That's the most difficult. We'll start there. And that's where the impact comes in. And zip it right off. Those are 10s, 10, 8s. Theoretically we can all see. Where an impact comes in nice. If you don't have an impact, you're going to put a pry bar in between the two, break them loose one at a time. Right now we're just going to put those in the pulley. We could, the easier way is we're not going to take the water pump off, we don't need to, which is what this is, water pump. Put these back in there. We'll know where they go. This is the bolt that was hidden, and that one is what the pulley was hiding. We'll go ahead and get this one. Is that trying to be a... Nope. That one pretty much stays together. We're ready to take all these little bolts out all the way around. The big one's there, and get the timing, there's a big one there, and get the timing cover off, but it's not going to come off with this on there. So we're going to do that next. So for that we're going to go with our 1/2 inch impact forward reverse adventure. It's hard to see. It's got an F and an R on it. The F is pushed in, that means forward clockwise. We've got a torque setting here for how tight, all the way to the left is going to give you the slow speed, which is probably all we need. That worked. Came right out. Wow. Well, the wow is, this is a bolt you put into the timing cover to time that, the balancer, and this timing wheel for the crankshaft sensor. So it goes into a threaded hole in the timing cover, so if you turn the crankshaft with this in there, you'll break the timing cover. Bad, bad, bad. So this is a special tool. I was using one of these bolts up here. I believe it was not that one. Perhaps this one for that timing. And somebody got this from somewhere else. At the end of last semester, all the engines were apart. And so the lab assistant and Mr. Ireland put these back together. So this, on a lot of engines you have to use a puller to go in here and press this off, but this one just slides off, just like that. All of these little teeth mean something. This big notch here is for number 1 cylinder. Number 1 cylinder TDC compression. That's what that's for. Most engines have, that I've ever seen before, have a keyway in here These do not use a keyway. Probably can't, there's a decent picture. In this camera, there is no keyway in here. It's a compression type of fit. It's not an interference fit, not a tapered fit. Taper is another way they can do it, but then they're really hard to get apart. They use a couple of washers on the inside called diamond washers, and the compression of those and the tightening of the crankshaft bolt holds it in place in the correct location. This is the hole I was talking about that's used for timing that wheel, those teeth on that wheel with this crankshaft sensor. This crankshaft sensor is also adjustable, has adjustable slots in it. We're not going to get into that. That would be part of any engine rebuilding though. So that's where it was backed out of the hole and only in the balancer, but it would have caused severe damage, especially if you had tried to start the engine. It would just rip that front timing cover apart. Again, gentlemen, you gotta go slow, double, triple check everything. My air hose. And I need it for these big bolts up here. Now I'm going to do something you're not supposed to do. So what we're not supposed to do is use the chrome socket on the impact. I've done this many times because I didn't have an impact socket. You just got to be careful. They do come apart. I've had them come apart. That's why you wear safety glasses. We'll probably be fine. So I can preset all day long. Don't ever use an impact gun on a chrome socket, and you will find yourself in that situation sometime. Well, that's the only one I have that's the right size. Trust me, not safe. Practice. Most of the time you can get away with it. Next is our timing cover bolts. And we'll probably call it a day after that. We got that one out. This is next. I'm doing a scan here to see how many are 8mm. It's like just about all of them. That's a 10, that's easy to swap out. I have to change guns for that. Got the right direction going. Almost all of them. That one's a Torx. Don't think we have to take that out. Put these in a bag. Right on there. Before I leave. But they are. Could put these other big ones in there too, couldn't I? Should be the last one. And also Should go in the bag. Okay, I'm scanning, see if I missed any. It should come loose pretty easily because this one's been apart. Just a small amount of prying, they should come off, and that just jumped off of there. So there we go. Nothing to it inside. It's already been cleaned, so we're in good shape there. Next thing we need to do is get our timing chain tensioner loose. And there's a special procedure for that, which you'll need to look up. There's two little holes here. This goes in here in a nice little notch. There's a ratcheting mechanism. Might be able to see it. A little zoom, maybe. Yeah. Right there you can see the teeth. It's a ratcheting mechanism. You can also see inside, right here, we're going to put instructions show you to put a little flat blade screwdriver in there, pry that up. Then this goes in a hole. Back here, after you compress this, you have to compress this, hold that up, compress this, put this in the hole. You need about 3 more hands than what you have. And then that holds it in place. You can't just rip the bolts out of it and then set it up in a vise. It's easier to do it this way, I think. So stop and get prepared. This is a common way to do it. Several engines use this similar type of mechanism. Very few are hydraulically controlled anymore because all that does is break motors. Somebody doesn't change the oil often enough. Then the hydraulic tensioner fails to work. Some Chrysler 3.0s, I think they had trouble with that. So that'll be our next thing to do.